Welcome to episode 1 of trading Solana meme coins, starting with 1 Solana until we hit $1 million. In this series, I showcase to you guys a full recap of each of my trades in each one of my live streams that I'm doing here on YouTube. Also, I do want to mention that this series is intended more so for educational purposes, which means that I am actually going to be going over the logic and reasoning behind every single trade that I take, instead of just throwing a bunch of clips together and calling it a day. So, without further ado, let's just dive right in. So, as I already explained, guys, I am doing live streams every single day of my trades. So, this is more so intended for those of you who might not have the time to sit for hours and hours on end watching my streams to learn how to trade these coins. So instead, we're going to just go over right here on GMGN. We're going to take my wallet. I'm going to go over these trades and I'm going to talk about what was the logic behind them, why I won on them, and why I lost on them. So this wallet was funded yesterday. We started with 1 Solana, and we are currently, after the first trading session, we're at 2.39 SOL with a 71% win rate here. So we started trading roughly 13 hours ago. I did do a few trades right here. I almost lost the challenge at first, because I took more risks than I should have and almost lost the balance right there on the first trades right here. So let's go over some of these losing trades, and let me give you guys some perspective and insight into why I lost on them, because I feel like a lot of you guys have the problem of losing on trades instead of winning on trades. You lose too much, and that is the problem. So what happened here? We top blasted into Ledger. So this was a meta. There was a coin that was pumping that was in relation with a army dog which had died. That was the meta, right? A dog, like an army dog. So people started creating coins relating with armies, right? So this coin came out and a bunch of tracked wallets. As you can see, there was a bunch of tracked wallets that aped this. And it really had the volume that it looked like it was going to pump, right? It looked like it's going to bond, and it looked like it was going to run. So what did I do? Out of FOMO, I aped right here, and that was a bad choice. That was the very top, almost the very top of the price chart right here that we aped. And the mistake here is that we did not realize that this is a derivative type of a play. It's not a main runner. It's not even a beta play. It's a derivative, right? So if we actually did a little bit more of research before doing this trade, we would have understood that, okay, so there was this dog that pumped to like 5 million who died, and there was already several beta plays that bonded. And now we have a letter, 1916 letter from the trenches, which is not even related with the dog in any way, shape, or form. It's some sort of an ancient World War I letter. It's just not strong. It's just not a strong narrative. Here's the deal. Coins pump in this type of manner. Currently, in this type of market, coins pump like this. There's a main runner. Main runners spawn randomly, right? And they run to several $1 million market cap, if not like tens of millions of dollars. What happens next? There's usually one or several beta plays that strongly tie together with the main runner. So the main runner, it was, let's say, the dog. The beta play would be the dog's owner, usually. It's usually closely related. Then there's derivative plays that might come in that might be another different type of army dog that might bond. And then there's derivatives of derivatives, and those are super weak, and those should be like traded, or I would say they should be scalped. So how much did we lose here? We lost 0.19. That's not a big loss, but it is a 20% loss for the whole port. This was a derivative of a derivative, and that's what we failed to realize here. So let's go back to these trades. As you can see, right here, we took another trade. We took another 2 trades. Those are just the types of trades where you hop in, and if it doesn't start moving the way you like it, the way you want it to be moving, you instantly hop out, right? Those types of trades happen all the time. And honestly, it's okay to take those as long as you have the risk in order, as long as you have your risk tolerance in order. So this was a beta play right here, Relic. It was the whole dog meta. We made money off this trade. We secured right here 0.3 SOL. That was 30% of the balance right here that we secured. How did we find it? We found it off new pairs, right? This was something that we were pretty early on with, but we took our profits pretty quickly because the market was super volatile. And because it was already a beta play, this was a bit of a stronger type of a narrative, right? because there is also a dog. This is not army related, but it's just a new dog of the year of rescue dogs. It just fits the dog meta, and it's something new. So this could have bonded in a better market. Bonded meaning hit raydium from Pump Fun. It didn't. But early on, what did we do? We saw the coin on new creations on Hypervision. You can go right here, and you can just watch new creations all day long. We did that. We watched new creations. We found this dog, and now next step was doing some research. So we checked if it's done before. We checked if it's legit news source. We checked all of that, and then we bought in because it was everything checked out for us. It wasn't also bundled or something crazy like that. So that's what you're looking for, and this trade went pretty well. We bought, we sold right here, and then we bought back in, and then we just held until the top to sell this coin. Tried to scalp it again in the end because I thought that it might do a retracement here. Did not work out. Sold here, bought again, sold. Sometimes it's a mistake to double dip. I would say that the more experience I have here trading, the more I understand that double dipping into trades is not a good choice for the most part unless you're ready to lose that double dipping money that you're going to ape in. So if you're in a good profit, sure, you can double dip. If not, well, probably best choice would be to avoid it or ape in with a super small amount, double dipping in a coin, right? So I would categorize the rest of the trades right here as gambles. There was the Elon baby right here, which we lost $50 on. Once again, the issue here was that we were already late on this. So it was a funny type of narrative here. It was a funny coin because there's this newspaper which had an Elon looking baby, and it was a funny title. Sure, and it was new, so that was funny. Okay, but the narrative is just not that strong. There's nothing really behind it except that funny looking picture there. And the market is not that good, so we have to lower our expectations for coins like this, right? I personally found this a little bit too funny, which made me even FOMO into this trade. And the problem was that, once again, in this type of market, especially if you have a bunch of tracked wallets aping in before you, in most cases, you're gonna get wrecked. In most cases. And that's what happened here. I was late on the trade, and I should have realized that. You have to understand when you're late to a trade. You're usually going to be a bit late to a trade, especially if it's not a unique narrative, especially if it's just a meme, just a funny joke, and you're aping after KOL wallets that are super tracked, super copy traded. You ape after them, you're going to probably lose. So that's what happened here, unfortunately. I thought it was super funny and it might do something, and it did not. We were wrong, and that is it. You have to take these types of trades where you lose on and move on and learn from them. We also gambled on Babylon because that was another version of the same coin. Usually there's multiple coins created with different names when something comes out like that. So both of these were pumping, and both of them actually were PvPing each other, meaning they were fighting. Sort of people were trying to understand which one is the right one to bid. And when that happens, both of those coins sort of fight with each other, right? And the market cap is super volatile. And in the end, both of them died. So right here, once again, 2 more trades we did. Didn't really secure anything here. You might see a 30% profit here, but that's only $10 right here. And after fees, we didn't even make that much here. So that was, we're just going to count that as a little bit of a scalp, right? Honestly, I'm not going to be analyzing too much coins that we take scalps on, because every time it's the same. When you scalp coins, you scalp mid-tier narratives. That's what you do. You scalp mid-tier narratives. So what happened here? Yesterday there was a coin launch called Pain, and this coin was super hyped. It was called Pain, and let me show you guys what happened with the coin. It's at 200 million right now. It started at 1 billion or something market cap. So basically people were very frustrated because it launched at 300 million, went to a bill, and then just died. So people obviously were frustrated, and someone made a coin Pain, and he named it Pain he named it Real Pain, and he took the chart as the picture, and it just fit the narrative. It was something fresh, something that just happened, and I thought, okay, we are seeing this coin at 11K market cap. This is pretty early for this, so I bought it. Right, 10K market cap, very early. Maximum downside, if we lose on this trade, what is it? If it goes to zero, we lose 50%, right? That's not that much for a potential 50x, 100x, right? Why did we sell the very top right here, right? What was the reasoning behind me selling it right here at the top? I bet that's what you guys want to know as well. Like, how do you know when to sell? Because that's also super important. Well, that comes down to you have to understand basically how big of a narrative it is. So if it is a narrative, right? This was a narrative. Instantaneously, you know that this is a narrative. It fits something that's happening right now. But the problem is understanding how big of a narrative it is. And this one was not that big of a narrative. Quite frankly, this was not a coin that was super. This was not a coin that was hyped by some sort of celebrity or something like that. It just had a bunch of followers and it was hyped, and that's it. It wasn't hyped by Trump. It wasn't hyped by some sort of world famous celebrity, right? So obviously this was not going to be something that runs maybe even to raydium, although I did set a limit order here. I was thinking this is going to bond and die, right? That was my idea. But I decided to take profits even quicker because the market conditions were that. So what you have to do is realistically set targets of what you think this can reach, and depending on how the market is, depending on how GT the market is, you have to adjust your targets. So if the market is super good and everything's pumping and you think a coin can go to 100K, you can probably take your profits at 100K or a little bit higher or leave a moon bag. If the market is really bad that day, you definitely have to lower your targets, usually in most cases, right? So that was pain, and we made 0.2 sol right there. That was 20% of the port. We aped 0.2 sol here, and we literally sold it for a little bit more than a 2x right here. We even left a little moon bag here because I thought it maybe is gonna bond, but it just died right there. So yeah, moving on. So right here, Spain, it was just another coin that was of the same narrative. Scotland, this was another trade I made $16 on. That I'm not really going to talk about that because it was very simple type of a trade, which it was just in the name of one of the ruggers of the Libra coin that hadn't yet had a token made for them. So I just aped into it and I decided I'm going to do a quick scalp on that. Right here, Spain, same narrative, and then again Spain. So as you guys can see, there's multiple different types of names for the same narrative that come out, and if one dies, people might try to trade the other, and that's what happened here. I was just trading all of these new ones that came out while it was a strong narrative, and I was scalping them basically. So I scalped this one for $50 as well. So then we have today, first trade of the day, Doctor, right? That was just a funny meme that we managed to hop into pretty early. Sometimes, let me show you guys. So right here, this was one of those trades where, yeah, sorry, I told you guys I hopped into this early, but this was not the case. So what happened here, sometimes if the coin has a strong volume and it quickly dies and you know it was organic, sometimes what you can do is you can wait for the very bottom where there's like zero sort of downside or like 10% downside. If it goes there, you can buy it. And sometimes what's going to happen is people are going to start bidding that bottom in hopes for a second run. And that's what I did. I bid it, and some people bought it right here. It went to like 7K, and we managed to scalp a 40% to the upside, which was a whopping 0.26 sol, which is not bad for this size of a port, right? This is a whole strategy in itself, right? This type of strategy. Although I would not focus on this because it's really not going to work out every time. So as you can see, there's a few trades that we did for $10, $20. All of these we made near to no profits after the fees. GMGN sometimes shows a little bit of a different like dollar amount for some weird reason. But all of these trades where it's like 6%, 10%, 20%, 10%, all of these we were trying to scalp, and we made near to nothing on each of these. because, well, the price action didn't move that much. The fees ate it up a little bit, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just showing a little bit of an incorrect amount right here. So we're just gonna skip these trades right here. Dante. So on Dante right here, we made $20. That was a 27% increase. If we go over to Dante right here, as you can see, this was a new pair snipe that we did. We were trying to do a few new pair snipes today as well on the trading session. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I usually do this whenever I'm in a profit, so that, you know, if you're going to do a lot of snipes, new pair snipes, a lot of them are not going to work out and you're going to burn money on fees, or you might even catch a tiny loss. So I was in a bit of a profit. I was already at 1.5 SOL, give or take. So I decided I'm going to do a few snipes. This one worked out. There were some people bidding it after my snipe as well. And we sold it for a 0.1 profit, which after fees was even less, probably 0.09 SOL only. This one also right here, right here, almost each and every one of these, we basically scalped for very tiny profits on new pairs, sniping them. So this trade right here was a little bit more interesting. Oh no, this one also. On this one we managed to snipe it, and it had even more buyers right here that actually we managed to out trade, I guess you could say. After fees, we probably made only like 0.2 SOL on this one. It was just something unique that we saw off new pairs. This was a new pair, once again, that we tried to trade. Took a little bit of a scalp, that didn't work out. We didn't lose much on this either. We had Spitcoin, $36 profit right here. This was one of those, once again, trades where the coin is absolutely dying. As you can see, this is the same wallet that I'm tracking that gave this coin a bunch of volume. We tried hopping in on the dip right here because this wallet that I was tracking, he was not full clipping it. He was just taking a little bit of profits. I thought to myself, he's going to shill it. Why did I even buy this coin in the first place? Because this was a unique coin, and it was from Annoying Orange, which is a well-known figure. So if you write Spitcoin right here, nothing shows up. If you type Annoying Orange coin, you're not going to see like Spitcoin. It's just like the Spitcoin is the only one. Oh no. Oh, back. Okay. All right, so a little bit of a correction right here. It was not, in fact, the only coin. The fact of the matter is that we did not find a second coin, but there was one that was made 12 hours ago. So this is what happens a lot of the time. You do your research and you accidentally miss something. So that's also probably a reason why it didn't even pump. And I waited for it to die off. I aped with 1 SOL because, once again, guys, at 5K market cap, the downside is literally 10%. So we aped with 1 SOL, and it just happened to be the case where there were other people that bid the same. And since it's a weak narrative, and since also this tracked wallet doesn't really hold the coin anymore, this coin is basically just a scalp for us, and that's what we did. The moment we were in a profit, we scalped it. So we made 0.2 SOL right here. So once again, we kept trying to do a few snipes because market was favorable for us, and as long as it's working, I think, you know, why not keep doing it, right? Then we took a few hits right here. So one of the hits was draw a coin. So the chart for some reason is weird right here, and it's not showing up what's actually happening. Draw a coin was a bit of a miscalculation, but gladly we didn't. It's a good thing we didn't lose much on it. We lost only about 0.13 SOL right here. That was because I saw Cupsy buy it, and obviously buying after Cupsy in 99% of cases, not going to work out for you. But I felt like this might, you know, this might go and do like a 30, 40K top. I wanted to scalp it, and I got a bit greedy there, you know. Sometimes you just see all these people making a ton of SOL and you get a little bit greedy and you think you raise your targets for coins that really are worthless. This was done before many times, but I thought to myself that, okay, since Cupsy bought it, maybe he's gonna, you know, shill it to his other buddies. They're gonna all ape it, and even though it's done before, you know, they're gonna run it up to like 40K and farm it. And I just wanted to get in on that pump, and that was FOMO for me. That's a big mistake. Don't FOMO buy into things. I instantly sold once I realized that you know, this is a mistake. Insta sold. Already took a small loss on that. And then I tried to buy the dip too early. We bought the dip at around $8,000 market cap. At $8,000 market cap, the downside still is small, but it's a lot bigger than at 6K, right? Because at 6K market cap, it's already only 20% downside, right? That you can incur, or 10%. Here at 8K, that's already almost 40 or even 50% downside. So it just kept dumping from that point on, and I sold at 6K market cap, and we moved on because that was just not that great of a trade right there that we did. It was a little bit FOMO induced. So right here, we went on a bit of a roll. We kept sniping. We sniped this coin for $60, sniped this coin, Drew Ross, for $40, and we front ran a narrative actually on Jail Drew today, which was I would say that was a pretty good trade there. We didn't make much, obviously, because our balance is pretty low right here, but let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So these few snipes, these were, once again, this snipe right here. This was just something unique that I saw right off the bat, and I aped it, right? I can show you guys right here. Boom, instantly see something new, Bollywood something, mascot something on new pairs. I aped it. We didn't ape big, obviously, because it's a gamble. We aped 0.8 because we were already at that point at like 2 Solana profit or something like that. Maybe a little bit less than 2. And always what I look for if I'm sniping new pairs, something very important to look out for. You can see that new pairs, they keep popping up all the time. Do not ape new pairs if they have a huge dev holding, because then what's going to happen is once the dev sells on your head, you're going to lose a lot more than you would like to lose on that type of a trade or gamble. So I was looking for something interesting that has a low dev holding, something new, something interesting. And that coin just happened to have I think it was like 3 or 4% dev holding. And I had never seen something like that before. So I just instantly quick bought, opened the chart, saw that I'm in a profit. I just scalped it. I did a little bit more research, and I found that it's just super weak and never even looked back to that trade, right? So let's talk a little bit about Drew Ross, this coin right here. What happened here? Drew Ross, this was not a new pair scalp by any means. This was a coin that we found already at 20K market cap, and we bought it and we sold it here at 30K. We took initials right here at 30K, and then we sold the rest of the bag here at 50K. So what's the reason here? Who is this guy even, and why did we trade him? Well, the reason is that Grok 3 today pumped super hard. We missed the Grok 3 pump. Why did we miss it? Well, first of all, we weren't online. But so the reason why it pumped super hard was because Elon Musk retweeted something about Grok where they accidentally included a Twitter feed where one of the posts in the video literally was a guy shilling the contract address, the literal contract address of this coin, literally shilling it, right? So obviously people noticed it and they were like, holy shit, Elon just retweeted a CA, and they pumped it. It went to like $12 million. So I looked into the video and I saw Drew Ross. That's the guy who shilled it, and that's the guy who's Elon retweeted accidentally. Next thing you know, I'm looking for a Drew Ross coin on Pump Fun. I find this OG one that's just sitting there at 20K market cap, and it's getting bid slowly. I buy it, and it just happened to pump. Next thing you know, I go over to Drew's account, and I see him posting that he's about to do a CA, that he's about to load a contract address and post it, right? So what am I thinking? Instantaneously, I'm thinking, okay, so this is a random guy. Okay, he's going to post a CA. Obviously, it's not going to go too well. And even if it does, it's going to dump at some point, and people are going to be mad. So instantaneously, I looked if there's a coin about him going to jail already. Jail Drew, right? And that's what we did there. We looked, and there was not a single coin about him going to jail or anything, because that was such a fresh narrative. It wasn't even like, there was not even a single coin like that. But a few minutes passed, a new pair appeared. I saw Jail Drew, I insta-aped it, and this is how it went. So obviously this is not a huge pump by any means, but this is the type of pump you can still secure good money off of if you understand what's happening. And I understood that this is probably going to catch some bids, and it did. So we bought right here at as it was created. We managed to snipe it at 5K market cap, and we ended up actually making 0.4 sol off of this, which is pretty huge for this type of a port. And we just took profits along the way, and when it really peaked, we just secured the rest of the bag. Because his coin, we saw that his coin was launched, and it didn't even like surpass 100K market cap. So I decided it's not even going to be a strong narrative at all, right? Because the main coin that he's going to jail for, as a joke, obviously, it didn't even surpass 100K. So it's probably not even gonna bond hit like the sort of joke about him going to jail. So the rest of the trades right here. So yeah, this was another snipe. The next trade, we were just looking at new pairs, looking for something interesting, right? We saw that okay, we were just looking for something interesting. I saw off of new pairs, new Pepe drop, and it had an interesting name. I instantaneously saw that this is okay. Something I haven't seen before. I just clicked buy. Next thing you know, waddles aped on top of my head. I decided instantly I'm just gonna take my profits right here and take it home because I have a low port for this challenge. I need to secure profits and stack them up so that then I can, play around a little bit more. So I just instantly took my profit, made 0.3 sol right here, and we moved on. So that was a pretty successful snipe right there. So then we took some more snipes, which we did not make any money from. We got into focus. That was a beta play to. There was another coin running, which was not focus. There was like a synonym to focus, and it was running to like 200k market cap. So I saw that this is at 12k. I thought to myself, okay, this is undervalued, because realistically, guys, this is a rule of thumb for any of you that is newer. A rule of thumb is if something is running to, let's say, 200k, the beta play, whichever beta play it might be, it's probably going to hit like a 10% valuation of the main runner. So if the main runner is at 100k, beta play is probably worth 10k. If the main runner is at a mil, beta play worth 100k, right? That's 10%. So it was hitting about 200k, and I thought to myself, wait. So this is at 12k. Well, we can do a quick scalp here, couldn't we, right? Because it's pumping. This one's probably going to go up anyways. So I bought right here at 12k. We bought in for 0.35 sol, and we sold as it peaked out right here at 18k market cap for 0.5 sol. That was a quick scalp, and it ended up even going higher, which I did not expect at all because the other coin, it didn't pump that high. So the beta play kind of exceeded a little bit that 10% expectation right there. So then all of these other trades, we were just trying to snipe interesting looking coins. Once again, if you do it with a lower sum and you look for the dev holding that is not that big, you can definitely secure some. You can definitely sometimes snipe something that goes, and on the worst case scenario, you lose about 10% of the trade, which is not that bad, right? So what was this dog coin right here that we sniped and we didn't make money from? We lost 10 dollars on working dog coin act. Yeah, so we just saw this off of new pairs, and the dev instantly sold as I bought it. So we just incurred a tiny loss right here. So the next trade was Kanye's first drawing. So I bought into this because once again it looked unique, right? It looked super unique to me. I saw that it's at 7k, and I thought to myself, okay, the dev just sold. I might as well try aping it right now. I don't get the 6k entry. Okay, I'll risk a little bit more. It's okay. Sometimes you can risk a little bit more because this looked pretty strong. Kanye is a big figure in the space, and I thought to myself, I might just try sniping this sniping this bottom, try scalping it right here, and in the meantime do some research on it. So I instantly bought it, and as you can see, that's not a lot of time here that passed. It was only 20 seconds and I already sold. That was because I started instantly searching up untitled, Kanye drawing, Kanye first drawing. I started searching up all these terms in the search bar, and I managed to find other tokens that were made before for this coin, and I instantly understood, okay, so since there's other ones that were made, other ones didn't run, this one's probably not going to run either. I instantly sold it, and we managed to take a profit on this. It actually ran a little bit higher and then went to zero. So I had a few more trades where basically I made very tiny profits, same type of snipes. Kalshi X right here, also a new pair snipe. We were looking at new pairs. Once again, looking for something unique. I saw Kalshi X, something I haven't seen before. Grok 3 company name. Instantaneously ringed some bells to me. Grok 3, that's a meta, right? Current meta Grok 3. Kalshi X, something I've never seen before. I instantly just like clicked buy, and while I was holding, I was doing some research on it. I was looking into it. So if you open the website, obviously you can see what's happening here. It was the 18th December 2024 type of thing here. I checked the website and I checked the name here. There were no duplicate coins made about this, but then I googled the name, and I understood that it's some sort of trading thing. It's not actual Grok company. It's some sort of trading exchange company, which is not really related with Grok. It's just for some reason mentioning Grok. So I instantly decided, okay, this is some sort of weird LARP. It's not the company name. I'm just gonna sell it. And then there was Dung. We tried out a new filter and Ring. These two trades. We didn't make much on these because we were trading with a smaller amount. These two trades, the same type of trades, we were trying out a new filter for the new pairs, which included 50 holders minimum market cap 10K, minimum volume 20K, minimum TXNs 100, token age minimum 3 minutes, maximum 30 minutes. So what does this do? It shows sort of coins that are within the past 30 minutes that have decent metrics, and that's it. So a viewer of mine showed this filter to me, and I decided I'm going to test it out. We saw a few coins that looked interesting and that actually pumped to like 100K from that filter. So I thought to myself, all right, next coins that I'm going to see that look semi-interesting, that have interesting looking holders, we're going to look at these and we're going to try trading them. So there was Dong that appeared. It was moving very slowly, and we bought into Dong right here initially, and we insta sold it. And then I decided, okay, since I'm experimenting here, I'm just going to throw in 0.1 SOL. It went up 2x, I sold 0.2 SOL. That's it. That's literally it. And after fees, we made even less, as you can see. There was even a tracked wallet that aped it because it looked kind of interesting, right? And the same thing applied for the other trade right here. So that is going to be it for this first trading session. If you want to see the full VOD, you can head over to my video section, live streams, and you're going to be able to find the full VOD of every single stream, and you can double check everything. And if you want to watch the next stream, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell notifications on. Also, I have my Twitter and Telegram in the video description. You can join them, put the notifications on so that you know when I go live. I am trading every single day live on stream. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, you rock, and I'm going to see you in the next one.